Professor of Science at Harvard University, Dr. Avi Loeb on this, who has done research into extraterrestrial life and theorized about it. Thank you so much for making the time again tonight.
Thanks for having me.
I know in the past we've spoken extensively about your research surrounding the potential of evidence of aliens in Earth's oceans. For those viewers who are not aware, what are you currently theorizing about this? And did this hearing uncover any more about this particular topic?
Well, I'm an astrophysicist, so my day job is what lies outside the solar system. Government is mainly interested in national security issues. And I'm, on the one hand, I could seek information from government, but there is a second method which I think is more informative, which is to seek the evidence directly, either by looking at the sky and looking for unusual objects that are not familiar, or searching for objects that collided with Earth and looking through the wreckage of those objects. And I'm leading the Galileo Project, which is doing both. And over the past week, we released the first data on 500,000 objects that we observed from our Harvard Observatory at Harvard University near Boston, where we look at the sky 24/7 with infrared, optical, radio, and audio sensors, and trying to see if there are any unidentified anomalous phenomena. And it will only get better because we are building 2 additional observatories. We will use triangulation to figure out the distances of these objects. And instead of relying on hearsay or on what the government might know, we can figure it out ourselves. And we will share the data with the public.
Tell me more about that. Have you found anything that is unexplained at this point?
Well, we do have some objects, but the limitation as of now is that we don't have good distances to these objects because we're observing them from one site. And in the coming weeks, we are planning to have copies of the observatories in various distances from the main ones so that we can do triangulation, observe the same objects in the sky from different directions. And that would allow us to figure out whether, the hundreds of objects that we cannot identify are really unusual, not human-made. At the same time, I'm planning an expedition to the Pacific Ocean to the wreckage of the first identified interstellar meteor that U.S. government satellites identified a decade ago. And we will try to find bigger pieces there using a robot, a remotely operated vehicle with a video feed. And finally, within a year, we will start to get data from the Rubin Observatory in Chile that will employ a camera with 3.2 gigapixels and will survey the southern sky every 4 days. And so my hope is that within a year or two, we'll have very interesting data. And instead of trying to convince stubborn government agencies to tell us what they know, and frankly, they are not scientists. Even if they retrieved something, they might not realize what they have. They cannot really figure it out. And I hope that we will find interesting objects that we can share with the public.
Yeah, and let me ask you about that. And it is wonderful, your commitment to transparency with the public, and I think so needed. Retired Navy Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet testifying at the hearing, saying this about the government's response to his warnings. Let's listen together.
Yet it appeared to me that no one at the flag officer level was addressing the safety risk posed by UAPs. Instead, pilots were left to mitigate these threats on their own without guidance or support.
He believes pilots are essentially left in the dark about how to even approach these unidentified objects. Should there be more formal training, in your mind, on how to address these phenomena when they are encountered?
Well, definitely, because there are 2 possibilities. Either they were manufactured by adversarial nations, in which case it's a national security risk, or it's a much more important discovery that has to do with extraterrestrial civilizations. And I would expect the U.S. government to have a retrieval and reverse engineering program from crash sites because they want to figure out what other countries are using for espionage, for example. And so the fundamental question is whether they found materials or imagery that convinces them that these are not human-made technologies.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.